Thank you so much. And I, Anshul Sharma, on behalf of Navi Mumbai ISTD Chapter, I welcome you all from bottom of our heart for joining us today on the day of Foundation Day celebration on 21st of August 2021. And I humbly thank our chapter chairperson, Ms. Jayashree Katkar, and our NVP, Mr. Kurian Daniel, for having this chapter in 5 years ago. And today is the 5th anniversary of our chapter. And taking ahead this celebration, I request Ms. Jayashree to welcome our honorable guest speaker today, Dr. Jatin Pancholi, who is among us despite of the geographical boundaries. So over to you, Ms. Jayashree, and please inaugurate the session.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anshul. And many thanks, Dr. Jatin, for being here. So we welcome you here from bottom of my heart. And this is, I can say, we could able to, or we are lucky to have Dr. Jatin here only because Dr. Kurian, Mr. Kurian help us. Mr. Kurian, our NVP, he suggested, can we have Dr. Jatin for this Foundation Day celebration? And then lot of exchange of email communication happened. And finally, we are today here. So once again, good evening, each and everyone here. I welcome all of you who have joined here, all those who are being with us for a long time whenever we get this session, and also to those who have joined first time to celebrate the Foundation Day of Navi Mumbai Chapter. So the Navi Mumbai Chapter was inaugurated first time 5 years back, and the person behind this chapter inauguration, or we can say the chapter, came into existence only because the lot of efforts by Mr. Kurian and also Dr. D.Y. Patil. So we are very much thankful to them, and under their guidance today we are celebrating this 5th Foundation Day. So today we are here, and we are celebrating. We should learn something, because ISTD being the training and development area, we are always there where learning happen, and that's why we thought, let's learn something different. So last 1.5 years, we are going through a very bad pandemic scenario due to COVID. Many of us have also suffered due to COVID. We have also lost few of our members due to COVID. And how we have handled this challenging situation, this scenario, it's a very tough time, and we experience different challenges during this period. And that's why today we thought, while celebrating our Foundation Day, let's learn what are the new strategies during this challenging time the leaders should apply. And that's why we have invited Dr. Jatin here, who will take us through the different strategies we can apply during this challenging time. So all the leaders can learn some new strategies, and I will not take much time, because we all are eager to listen to Dr. Jatin. So once again, I welcome, as being this a virtual session, please accept our virtual welcome, Dr. Jatin, and we will have a wonderful evening. I also welcome Dr. Salil Chatterjee, Mr. Desai, and all our team members from ISTD, some of my friends, my colleagues, and our ISTD members who have joined here. And let's enjoy the session. Over to Anshul.
Thank you so much, Jayashree. And I'll quickly, run through PPT slides wherein we will get to know what our chapter has gained in the previous year. So Okay, so we have three NC members, and total life members are 108, and total annual members we have 5, and we have total number of diploma students in 2029, and this year we have total 7 students admitted to diplomas. And these are the committee members. Ms. Jeshri is the chairperson, and myself secretary Anshul, and our treasurer is Mr. Ramesh Neil. We have 3 NC members, as I mentioned. So Mr. Daniel Kurian, who is also the national vice president for this year, and Ms. Jeshri Katkar and Dr. Divai Patel. Our working committee is having Mr. G.S. Baveja, Ms. Jyotsna Datar as vice chairperson, Ms. Amita Ramesh, Mr. Yashwant Mishra, and Professor Kuldeep Bhalerao. So these are the few activities that we conducted in the previous year when we all were affected through pandemic. So we had workshop on code of wages. We had a competition in association with ITM Khargar Institute by the name Big Boss, and a doodling competition for college students. We had a webinar against the wind, good governance through leadership. We had another activities by the name of Know Your Member. We conducted HR symposium, and a logo competition was also organized by national headquarter. We had another sessions on emerging trends in HR career with one of the management institutes in Navi Mumbai. So these are the few slides that I'm running through about our activities that we had. These are the posters. This is Big Boss competition, the game of leadership, and it is about these an emerging trend in human resources and management education and the versatile career. And these are few media coverage that our chapter gained in this previous year. And the future activities that we have planned are like we'll be having at least 2 activities every month, and enhancing a membership base and promoting diploma of ISTD to different institutions and different segment of professional fraternities, inclusion of social activities for which we are already working, and aggressive leadership sessions for students, encouraging members' participation in our ISTD activities. And a few sessions that we have planned in the coming month are session on diversity and inclusive leadership, session on coaching versus bossing. A paid session would be conducted again on code of wages and Foundation Day that we are celebrating today, and a program on health workers. And this is one postgraduate diploma that we are going to encourage students to participate. So, and at the end, I would just request everyone to stay safe and healthy during this pandemic situation. And now I would request our Honorable National Vice President and Founder Chairperson of Navi Mumbai ISTD Chapter, Mr. Kurian Daniel, to give his special, acknowledging words to the session. Over to you, Kurian sir.
Thank you, Anshul. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to one and all, as we are participants from across the globe. Dear President Emeritus, past presidents, Dr. Nataraj Ray, National President, Mr. Salil Chatterjee, National Treasurer, Mr. Dilip Desai, our RVP West, and other office bearers, National Council members, office bearers of various chapters, members of ISTD Virtual Global Chapter, Ms. Jayashree Katkar, Chairperson of Navi Mumbai, Ms. Anshul Sharma, Secretary, Mr. Neil Ramesh, Treasurer, and today's keynote speaker, Dr. Jatin Pancholi and his team. I am really overwhelmed with the response from all over India and several other countries for such a very limited program of Foundation Day anniversary of a small chapter like Navi Mumbai. One of the reasons is the value and attraction of today's international speaker, Dr. Jatin Pancholi, settled in London and a member of Ahmedabad chapter. Another important fact is the help of our neighbor, Mr. Radharam Panikar, chairman of Mumbai, who have shifted their program on my request. All the members of virtual global chapter, like Dr. Jatin Pancholi, are highly qualified, well experienced, and very busy in their profession or consulting. Dr. Suresh Vishwarma, Dr. Yash Chawla, Dr. Samir Rawadia, Dr. Yudhi Ahuja, Dr. Arun Kumar Trivedi, Dr. Sunil Gupta, and all members of virtual global chapter assured their services because of their real love to their parent organization ISTD and ready to sacrifice their valuable time for the betterment of ISTD through programs organized by any chapter. We should accept the fact that we are enjoying the fruits of the challenges faced by our stalwarts like Dr. Udesh Kohli, Professor Vinayshil Gautam, Professor Joe Philip, Professor Virmani, and so on. They have spent all their expenses from their own pocket or from their organization to accumulate good sum as surplus. I still remember our late Professor Sharu Ranganekar used to pay to ISTD part of his income from other sources, and he has paid rupees 1 lakh 1 month before his heavenly abode. This is the reason we have a spacious office at Delhi and few other places. Leaders should walk to the talk, be transparent, ready to accept criticism as well as applause. We also faced a lot of challenges before establishing this chapter. I remember the motivation and support from Dr. Narendran, Dr. Rajeshwari Narendran, past president, late Dr. Sarjodishi, who have personally visited Navi Mumbai several times before 2016. There was much repulsion from Mumbai. My friend, Mr. P.V. Kamath, will vouch for it. But with the support of Dr. Karthikeyan, then national president, I have submitted consent of 27 members and got approved Navi Mumbai chapter in the NC. I remember the support extended by Dr. D.Y. Patil, then director of Bharatiya Vidyapeeth Institute of Management and Research, CBD Velapur, by providing the space for our chapter. My experience proves that all major chapters should encourage splitting to nearby developing cities or industrial belts, which is a ultimate growth of ISTD. At present, between Navi Mumbai and Pune, lot of industrial belts like Mahad, Patalganga, Roha, Khopoli, etc. are of scope. Even after 51 years, we couldn't penetrate to the HR fraternity pan-India. When I meet anyone through LinkedIn, my first question to them is, are you associated with ISTD? Most of their response is, what is ISTD? Friends, let us join hands to bring back the glory of ISTD by adopting transparency, good governance, and strengthening the relationship with all members. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And let me tell each one present here today that ISTD Navi Mumbai chapter is Korean sir's baby, and we all are supporting it, and we are nurturing his dream of making it too big. And for that, we need everybody's support in this. And I again thank each one to be part of our today's Foundation Day celebration. And now I will not be, wall between such a brilliant speaker that we have today, Dr. Jatin Pancholi. Dr. Jatin Pancholi, who's affectionately called as JP. He's a multi-award winner, global academic researcher, author, entrepreneur, trainer, consultant, and organization human leader. He possesses more than 2 decades of international rich experience and expertise in helping corporate entrepreneurs, government, social services, and individuals to reduce their cost and increase incomes and increase profits. So with his area of expertise and experience in training and management, consulting, he has provided his services to more than 8,000 corporate professionals of middle and top management for around 30,000 hours. He has traveled across the globe for his professional assignments. And he is a first-class commerce graduate and MBA gold medalist with finance specialization and PhD in finance. He holds an international certification as an internal auditor and diploma in total quality management and ISO 9000. He has been awarded as a prize as the first ranker in his first year of LLB. So besides his being an avid reader, he is attracted towards astronomy, photography, blogging, traveling, piano, and poetry. So he is based in London and travels globally for his pleasure and for his professional trips. Dr. Pancholi has received Best Young Teacher Award and Best Research Paper Award for quality of teaching and research publication. So I'm really humbled and thankful to Dr. Pancholi for being with us in today's celebration and enlightening all of us on 11 strategies for leadership in today's time. So over to you, Dr. Pancholi.
Thank you very much.
All others are
Anshul,
requested to mute their mute from their side. So Anshul, you can mute so we can have uninterrupted.
Yeah. So I've done that. Thank you. Over to you, Pancholi, sir.
Thank you very much, Anshul ma'am, and really appreciate all your wonderful organization. And I'm being told that I have about 30 minutes or so. Is that correct? So I will start my stopwatch just in case. Firstly, I would like to ask a very simple question is that I'll be putting some questions on the chat box. And my first question to you, it will be a good idea that rather than me giving you a kind of lecture, it would be better if you could also interact as and when I invite you all. So my first question in the chat box, feel free to type. You have about 10-20 seconds. It would be lovely to know where are you joining from, which city and which country. I have the PowerPoint slide as well, which I will share in a few moments. Right, great to know. We have wonderful individuals from Mumbai and Kerala, New Delhi, Chennai. Then you have from Karnataka. Wonderful. I'm reading all of them. That's fantastic. Great. We have someone from Sangli, Vadodara. We have brilliant. That's great. Right. So I'll try using the screen share. And hope you are able to see my screen now. Just a minute. Right. Can you see my screen now? Anshul ma'am, are you able to see my screen now?
Not
now.
No,
not
not yet. Not yet.
Okay. I hope I'm okay.
So see, screen is also loving you so much that it is not.
Not really. Have you made me co-host, right?
Yeah, yeah, you are, you are.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
have. Just a minute.
You have to share screen.
Sir,
Yes, can you see my screen now?
No.
no.
I'm sure you can
Now
see
it is
Yeah,
now.
started. Now it is started.
yeah, now it is started. But still,
Sorry for it.
it is just a
Oh,
notification.
Yeah.
It is there now. Yes.
right. Now, pardon, we have little subtitles going on, and they are 80 to 90% accurate. I hope you can see that. Now, first of all, I would like to express my couple of disclaimers about this keynote presentation, and feel free to ask questions whenever you want to, or of course, feel free to express your views as well. And that's the information. And before I start, I would like to express my sincere acknowledgements to ISTD, Indian Society for Training and Development, in particular Korean Daniel sir, who have been always enthusiastic in communicating with me. In fact, he was the person who first approached me asking about my whereabouts, and really nice to see that. And with his help, I could connect with Dr. Yudi Ahuja and as well, sir, and you, and as well some other global members. Specific thanks to Shikar ma'am and Ramesh Niels for
Voice is
wonderful
breaking.
organizing.
Someone
Can you
is
hear me
there.
now? Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
So
it's fine.
congratulations to
Yes, it's
you
better now. It's
for
better now, but there is some disturbance coming, I think. Yeah.
right.
Have you logged in through two devices? Dr.
No,
Anjali? No.
I think the
only
issues
one
of the
device.
Bluetooth device you're using.
No, that's fine. Bluetooth is okay. I can change it if that's needed. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Right. So I'd like to congratulate ISTD for the foundation celebration first. And my first question to all of you, and you have 20 seconds time to respond to in the chat box, is what does a leadership mean to you? I would encourage you to have interaction, specifically in the chat box. I'm aware your audio could be muted. So feel free to type your opinion on what do you think about leadership as a concept? What do you think about it? And there's no one right and wrong answer. What does leadership mean to you? You have 20 seconds time. Please feel free to type in the chat box. Right, we are starting to have response, wonderful response. Leadership is responsibility, says Ashish Tiwari. Ashok Deshpande says leadership is to lead motivation and all in one direction. That's fantastic. Sundar says helping others to achieve beyond what they think they could. Right. Sorry, I may not be able to read all the comments here, but it is wonderful response we are getting from people. We have Ujjal Roy saying learning team for a goal, leading team for a goal. And Dr. Yudi Ahuja sir says just mentoring others towards positivity. Fantastic. Brilliant. So that's so right. Leadership means so many different aspects about it. And you all are highly learned, experienced. And many of you, I know that you are already leaders in your organizations and other organizations. And therefore, leadership is more of an experience rather than a concept. A leadership for some in some countries could be more of a dominating other people, and in some context, a leadership can be actually helping other people. Right. So that's the key part. Right. I see Indra Mohan says still disturbance. Okay, I can attempt without audio if that helps. Hello, is that better? Can you hear me? Okay, better than previous one. That's wonderful.
Yes, yes, yes.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you very much. So leadership to us is actually looking from the perspective of releasing potential. So one concept I would like to share with you all is that either we call it God or we call power of nature. We all human beings are created and we all have a lot of potential. But the question is, are we releasing the potential? Are we unleashing that potential? And that is leadership. How we do ourselves for our own self, and how do we help others? Right? That's the definition I would like to share with you here. And I have an interesting video to share with you of 1 minute and 51 seconds about 6 lessons that we could probably learn from ants, right? So I'm going to put this link on the chat box, and I would also show you here on the screen. Yes, I hope you can see the screen.
No, it's
visible
again you.
now.
It's again you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Can you
now.
see the screen now?
Yeah.
Now it will.
Okay. Can you hear the audio?
You have to press the thing on your left when you
You have
in
to
share.
play it.
With the share screen, there's a box on the extreme left bottom. Press that.
Yes.
Icon which you got to press on the extreme left bottom.
Yes.
The screen has gone.
Okay.
Come to share screen.
Yes.
On the extreme left, you have a icon. Press that.
Just a minute. Can you hear the audio now?
Process is.
Oh, it will come.
The visual is not there.
Visual is not there.
Audio is on.
Can you see and hear both now?
Dr. Jatin, can you please check because now the screen is.
He got disconnected, so he's joining again.
Okay, okay, fine.
Hi, my apologies. Somehow Zoom has suddenly decided to kick out.
Yeah, because we can't see the video also.
Right.
Sorry,
I
guys.
will.
This.
My apologies for technological
Yeah, it
challenges.
has
That
come now. It has come now. Sound is also there, video is also there.
can you hear and see?
Both
Okay.
are both
So
are
my
okay.
question, my question is, it's a 1 minute 50 seconds video. I would want you to watch it, and that's my question next.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. I would like to ask you this simple question. Again, 20 seconds for you all now. Feel free to type in the chat box is, from this video, what can you learn, improve, or change in yourself? Let us not talk about others. I know we, as a leader, we always want to talk about others, but we always have an understanding that charity begins from home, isn't it? How can we learn, improve, and change from humble animal called ant? Twenty seconds, and there's no one right or wrong answer. Feel free to type what you feel is the most suitable in your opinion. Wonderful. We have got fantastic response. Renu Vanshlakar says never give up. Absolutely. Sundar says be persistent. Dr. Paul says be persistent again. Satish Chandra says strengthening coordination. Wonderful. Ashish Tiwari says to be driven on purpose. Compare ourselves. Together we win, and every success needs a sacrifice. Sacrifices with purpose and clarity. And that's absolutely right. So appropriate is what we have is the purpose, right? A very important aspect is the deeper level. So as a strategy number 1 of 11 strategies, I would encourage you all to look at the leadership from the perspective of identifying purpose of life. And some people can capture the purpose of life at a young age, and some people can capture it later stage of life, and which is perfectly fine. Michelangelo, as you must be knowing, who was a sculptor, much acquired his purpose of life, which is to create wonderful sculptures at much later stage of life. So don't worry about whether you have this purpose right now ready or at a later stage. That is the most important element which we need to understand. And when I say deeper level, what I mean by deeper level is what is our emotional requirement as a leader. and how we direct help other people in the organization to find deeper level, deeper connection. And that is possible if we have inspired action. What I mean by inspired action is that our own activities and action and examples become inspiration for others. If you look at historically, you will find that many entrepreneurs, business owners, corporate, even social service sector, they have high level of influence on their team or other followers, so to speak. And that is called inspired action. If the leader himself or herself is not implementing what is being taught, then naturally the followers or the organization people will not like that. And I really admire, I'm sure you are aware about the works and life cycle or lifestyle of India's former president, Dr. Abdul Kalam, right? And that is a classic example of inspired action. My strategy number 3, which I would like to share with you here, is organizations are full of people, you could call them employees or business partners or anyone. Very interesting element as a strategy number 3 is called recognition. What we call is that the babies or the children or the kids die or cry for recognition, and soldiers die for recognition. That is the power of recognition. So unless and until we don't recognize our team members, we don't appreciate what they are doing good, that will not be getting success. So recognition is very crucial. Recognition can be of any form. It's not necessary that recognition is always in the promotion or job salary or financial remuneration. Recognition can be also in form of appreciation or acknowledgement. And I give this example to many CEOs and directors when I do their personal one-to-one coaching. It's called a thank you greeting card. In fact, at my own home, I've got a whole box of thank you greeting cards. And we don't need to wait for a birthday or a marriage anniversary, or for that matter, any other occasion to give a greeting card. It is very much possible that from our heart, when we feel, and it has to be natural, authentic, not artificial or not machinistic. And I would encourage you to look at these 11 strategies to implement for next 6 months and see how it goes. So recognition is in form of can be in form of a greeting card, or can be in form of appreciation privately or appreciation in public. I'll give an example about a company based in Canada called Loblaws. They are a huge grocery store, typical supermarket. And what they did is that they keep appreciating their employees, staff members, especially during COVID times. What they did is they said that all the frontline workers, when they are not allowed to go to the store because of lockdown, they would still receive similar recognition, both in terms of financial, which is their monthly salaries, plus they also keep getting their normal promotion, they keep getting their normal perquisites, whichever they were there. So the example I want to share with you here is, because of that recognition, one fine day, the employees in the meeting, they started thinking, how can we help community around us? And when the lockdown started opening, which means a little bit slowly and gradually, what they did is that it's a classic example of highly satisfied employees able to satisfy customers. And what they did is that in their superstore, they dedicated special 1 hour or 2 hour time in the morning and in the evening, dedicated for elderly citizens, senior citizens, what you call. So during that time, you can only come if you're a senior citizen. That makes easy for them to buy. Now here you'll understand the triangular relationship between the company management, the employees, and the customer. Generally, many organizations, they strive to achieve customer satisfaction. So what I am talking about here is about employee recognition, employee satisfaction. If they are happy, obviously we will make customers happy. There is a research by McKinsey, world's #1 management consulting company, and they said that crisis reveals character, because we had challenging times since last 18 months, as you know, and also the fact is that how much percentage of people are indicating that leadership has acted proactively. So here, if you look at the three different numbers, 80%, the middle one, they are saying that the leadership had acted proactively. And this is a research from world's top leading companies, about 887. And that's a classic interest research, is that how leadership can act proactively. That determines ability of people to handle the crisis. And I repeat, crisis reveals character, right? If everything is good, everybody are happy, everything is fine. But when situation is becoming bad, when you have challenging circumstances, that time how you behave, that decides your character. Strategy number 4 I'm sharing with you is sit below an apple tree. Now I know you must be asking me that I do not have apple tree in my garden. That's perfectly fine. What I mean by apple tree is an analogy about Isaac Newton. I would ask you, why did Isaac Newton discovered gravitational force? Well, he was sitting below an apple tree. You know that, right? But my question to you is that so many people have been sitting below the apple tree, but that is not the magic. The magic is asking questions. Magic is trying to find out why. So look at your organization, look at your business, look at your company, and ask yourself why you are doing what you are doing. The moment apple will fall on your head, then you'll get an idea. But it doesn't matter whether apple falls on your head or not. But questioning is very important. So try to ask whatever you are doing. It could be job recruitment, it could be training new staff, it could be production, marketing, finance, whatever activity you are doing. Ask yourself why you are doing what you are doing. And that's what happened to Nokia. Nokia mobile phone was world's largest selling mobile phone. In fact, world's largest number of pictures taken on a number of pictures taken on a device was not a camera, was a Nokia mobile phone. You know that. And what happened to Nokia? Why? You know that, right? And how Apple Computer or Samsung, how they took over. And now I read in the news is there are other companies also which are taking over Samsung. So you know that. But the question is why? Why you are doing what you're doing? And questions. Experimentation is the key. Challenging the status quo is the key. That is the strategy number 4. The next strategy number 5 I would like to share with you is about competency mapping. Unless and until we don't connect the competency of the organization's individuals, it could be employees, it could be business partners, and this works for entrepreneurs as well. Not every entrepreneur is expected to be expert in everything that he or she is doing. Not every individual. Now the question is, what are your strengths? How can we help other employees in the company to identify their competence, and how can we map competency for the future growth and development in their career? That's the key part. Unless and until we don't do, and that can be monitored on a quarterly basis to see, look, I want you to become a CEO in next 20 years, 10 years. You have that potential. But the question is, from year to year, most important thing has to be changed. Is not necessarily your technical skills, not necessarily your education qualification, but your mindset. The day you change the mindset, that becomes the day one. And you continue doing that for 10,000 days, we call that, or 3,000 days, we call it, right? And that's where you see magic. So you look at several examples. You are already aware about Google company's CEO Sundar Pichai, right? He was a humble, coming from humble background, and from Indian engineering institution, and how he climbed up the ladder up. There are various examples. I'm sure you are aware about it. I don't want to bombard with a lot of examples here. But the strategy number 6 is, unless and until you do not connect competency with performance measurement and competition, it will never work. Always remember, people in the organization, they behave as per the performance measurement. Simple question, very simple statement. If you want to change behavior of people, what you have to change is the way you measure the performance. For example, if you want people to come punctually on time in office, you are connecting their behavior or changing behavior by changing the performance measurement criteria. You can call it KPI, key performance indicator, You can talk about balanced scorecard, performance measurement system, and so on and so forth. Most important is there has to be a heart behind performance measurement system. There has to be purpose behind performance measurement system. I'll give you an example. John F. Kennedy, he went to NASA. This is about 1965, 66. This is about few years ago before they sent they sent the space shuttle to the moon. And when John F. Kennedy went to NASA just for a regular visit, there was a cleaner, they call it janitor in US English language. So the janitor or the cleaner was cleaning the floor with a mop. And John Kennedy says that, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now just imagine this person is a cleaner, a janitor, and this person is being questioned by the president, what are you doing? He was cleaning. Actually, he was cleaning the floor with a mop. You know what he replied? I am helping to man landing on the moon. That's the purpose, and that's called performance measurement. That's what I'm trying to say is that what is the reason why we are saying what we are doing, right? So I'm helping the man to go on the moon, right? I'm not just cleaning the floor, I'm not just doing what do you call Hindi, jhadu pocha, right? I'm actually helping man to go to the moon. That is the connection of performance. A lot of people, I've seen many companies I'm working with, they do performance measurement, you do X, Y, Z, but they don't explain the reasoning behind it. They don't explain the emotional connect. That's what my first strategy was, purpose and deeper level connection. How you coming to factory tomorrow, 3 o'clock, how will that help your family, your son to go to a nicer school? That is the most important point. Unless and until we don't connect it, it's not going to achieve, not going to get results. Number 7, very important strategy and works is, I call it tough love, also known as reprimand. Well, in many cases, we have to reprimand people. Imagine you have a child in your family and the child is of 3-year or 5-year-old and he or she wants to go to the kitchen and hold a knife. What are you going to do? You're going to say, okay, please, you're going to tell them nicely, don't use the knife, don't go to the kitchen. But if the child insists, no, I want to go to kitchen, I want to use a knife, at one point of time, you are going to shout on him or her. If required, you may slap him or her. Now, I'm not making a judgment what is good or bad. I leave it up to you. But reprimand or tough love is extremely important. And sometimes you have to reprimand people. You have to, quote unquote, fire people or get upset. Sometimes you don't like to shout on people. You don't like to fire on people. Then you have to do acting of as if you are angry on someone or as if you are upset on somebody. And that is crucial because many people have a different receiving communication. And that is where you want to communicate in the language they will understand very clearly. Strategy number 8, so important, is about empathy. Now, what do you mean by empathy? Empathy doesn't mean sympathy. Empathy is much more than sympathy. Empathy is all about taking the pain and the trouble and the difficulties that an individual is having and absorbing that as your own difficulty or own problem, which means someone has got a fracture and someone is explaining to you how he or she has got a fracture, then you can get the same pain. And that is empathy. It is not just listening. I know many people only listen, but they don't have empathy. In fact, some people or some leaders are unfortunately not even listening. They are only hearing. I hope you know the difference between hearing and listening. We always hear through ears and we always listen through mind and heart, right? What I mean is empathy is at much higher level than just giving a patient listening. And to give you this example, I would like to share with you an example of sprinkler company in USA, especially during COVID times, as looking at those challenging times. What they did is a fantastic strategy. Every day morning at 10 o'clock, they did a heartbeat phone call. What is meant of heartbeat phone call is that everybody joins the phone call with the line manager, with their immediate manager, and that call lasts for 15 minutes. And in that 15 minutes, we don't discuss business, we don't discuss task, we don't discuss pending status, we don't discuss planning, we discuss about you and me. You tell me how's your life going on, how's your family going on. I tell you how's my life going on, how's my family going on, what is affecting my emotions, my mood. That is called heartbeat call. And all they did is just do a 15 minutes call to their all staff members. Of course, not one person calls everybody. Each manager calls their own team. And that made wonderful satisfaction to the employees. Their productivity went, their sense of belonging went up. Even they were working from home, they were doing fantastic, communicating with various stakeholders in the organization. And they also encouraged all the staff members to reduce half an hour of the work in the evening, and last half an hour of the day, you simply download an app of meditation called Headspace, and we encourage you to do mindfulness and meditation for last half an hour of the day during your work time, your job time, etc. If that time doesn't suit you, you do on any other times and use that app. Now, these are some examples and strategies which has produced a lot of this. I'm aware about a lot of interesting successful examples happening in India. I would like to give an example of a company called Tata, and I've read about some research, and they did wonderful initiatives and activities to help people to go through the challenging times of COVID in last 18 months. Strategy number 9 as a leader, what do you do as a strategy number 9 for leader? I would say as a strategy number 9 is follow 4 Ds. Now, what are these 4 Ds? First D is you have to actually do the things. If you are not able to do it on your own, you cannot become a leader. As simple as this. You know, we always say as an example, that if you are not if you don't know how to fit the taps or leakage of water, if you're not a plumber, you cannot train others to become a plumber. That's the key part. So first step is to do things on your own. And then the second step is to direct to people. A lot of people, I've seen many CEOs, many entrepreneurs, they jump on direction bandwagon so soon, but they don't themselves focus on learning or focus on doing themselves. So first step is to do, the second is to direct. If you can guess the third D, I would give you 20 seconds time on the chat box. And that has to be a D. What happens after you do, after you direct to your team members, what else next step you should do? Anyone would like to type in the chat box? Yeah, develop. Rajiv Balla says wonderful. Yes, you're right. Develop is fantastic. Debate. Oh, that's very intelligent. Delegate. Yes, Sanjal ma'am. Okay, I didn't leak. Okay, right. Wonderful. I really appreciate all the D's are so right. I like the word develop, Rajiv. Wonderful. Ranvi Desai says discuss. Yashwant Mishra says deliver. Wonderful. Absolutely. And just to give you a disclaimer, there is no match fixing between Anshul Sharma ma'am and myself. Okay, it's just coincidentally by chance she said the same thing. So delegate, yes, absolutely. Because once you delegate, then people will develop further, right? If you don't, a lot of people, they do a lot of direction, but they don't delegate. I call them helicopter CEOs. Helicopter CEOs are always on top of it. They always keep on looking at it. If you delegate, then don't interfere. Don't have a popcorn psychology that you keep looking at the lead, whether the popcorns have popped up or not. And don't become helicopter CEO. That's my message to you all. So number 3 is a delegate. Wonderful. And the fourth D and the last, you can type if you want to, but the fourth D is called disappear. The true leader, I repeat, the true leader is the one who disappears. The true leader is the one whose absence is never felt, because the vision, the mission, the purpose is so deeply rooted that the presence of leader or absence of leader doesn't matter. Steve Jobs passed away. True. What has happened to Apple Computers stock market prices? What has happened to Apple Computers brand? Has it gone up or has it gone down after the CEO has passed away? You see, you know what I mean? So disappearing is very crucial. Now, I don't want everybody but many individuals have seen is that they don't disappear. Now, that's the magic. If you have delegated successfully, what is the proof whether that is correct or not? And that is disappear. Number 10, which I would like to share with you, is called momentum and movement. And for that, I would like to show you, this is my second last point, as you can see, and I would like to share with you a small video. I'm going to stop screen share. Yes. And I'm going to add the audio.
Screen.
Yes, I'm going to share the screen.
This icon on the extreme left.
Yes, I'm fine. I was just trying to start the video first and then share the screen. That's the only reason. Because there's a little secret I want to share with you here. Because I don't want to show you the title of the video before I start. Yeah, that's the only reason. Right. And this is about just less than 3 minutes. And that would be my second last slide to share with you. Can you all see the screen?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, I'm gonna play now.
If you've learned a lot about leadership and making a movement, then let's watch a movement happen, start to finish, in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons. First, of course, a leader needs the guts to stand alone and look ridiculous. But what he's doing is so simple, it's almost instructional. This is key. You must be easy to follow. Now here comes the first follower with a crucial role. He publicly shows everyone else how to follow. Notice how the leader embraces him as an equal. So it's not about the leader anymore. It's about them, plural. Notice how he's calling to his friends to join in. See, it takes guts to be a first follower. You stand out and you brave ridicule yourself. Being a first follower is an underappreciated form of leadership. The first follower transforms a lone nut into a leader. If the leader is the flint, the first follower is the spark that really makes the fire. Now here's the second follower. This is a turning point. It's proof the first has done well. Now it's not a lone nut and it's not two nuts. 3 is a crowd and a crowd is news. A movement must be public. Make sure outsiders see more than just the leader. Everyone needs to see the followers because new followers emulate followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, then 3 more immediately. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point, and now we have a movement. As more people jump in, it's no longer risky. If they were on the fence before, there's no reason not to join in now. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, and they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. And over the next minute, you'll see the rest who prefer to stay part of the crowd, because eventually they'd be ridiculed for not joining. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how a movement is made. So let's recap what we've learned. If you are a version of the shirtless dancing guy, all alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals, making everything clearly about the movement, not you. Be public, be easy to follow. But the biggest lesson here, did you catch it? Leadership is overglorified. Yes, it started with the shirtless guy, and he'll get all the credit, but you saw what really happened. It was the first follower that transformed a lone nut into a leader. There's no movement without the first follower. See, we're told that we all need to be leaders, but that would be really ineffective. The best way to make a movement, if you really care, is to courageously follow and show others how to follow. When you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first person to stand up and join in.
Great. I would like to listen to you all. We'll spend about 30 minutes. What did you observe? What did you learn in this video? Twenty seconds. Feel free to type in the chat box. What did you notice? What did you learn in this video? Yes. Ajay says the leader should not hesitate to do. Yep. Isra Khair says the first follower is also a leader. Absolutely true. Right. Rajiv Valla says nurture first few, be public. Absolutely. And be easy to follow. That's the key part. Be easy to follow. Leadership is not necessary to be complicated. Absolutely. Wonderful. Joby Joe says leaders should take initiative. Crowd increase from 1 to 10. Absolutely, Sandeep. Sandeep Ghosh says wonderful. Fantastic. And Virat says the leader is only one who starts the task and later followers join, even if it is stupid thing. Having said this, the most powerful person in this event is the first follower. My question to you all, are you the first follower in your own organization? Are you able to join a momentum? If you cannot join a momentum, you cannot start a momentum. In order to become a successful leader, you have to become first a successful follower. Someone who cannot become a follower successfully can never become a leader successfully. Followership is underrated. Followership is an important ingredient to become a leader. Wonderful participation. All of you, I really appreciate, admire. Fantastic, highly enthusiastic, interactive participants we have today. And I have one last strategy to share with you now. The last strategy I would like to share with you is strategy number 11, called triple bottom line. What is triple bottom line? TBL. Maybe some of you have heard about it. What I mean by triple bottom line, you as a leader have to work for entire organization, not necessarily for your own department or own strategic business unit, but entire organization. And how do you do that? You have to be careful of 3 lines. Number 1, we call it profit. Profit is extremely important for organization as a bottom line. If you do not make profit, you will not sustain. Many organizations, individuals think that making profit is no. Making profit is never bad. It is the way you make profit that can be good or bad. So the way you make profit is very important. And therefore, in order to run the organization, you must make profit. In fact, if you look at global economic data, many religious and spiritual organizations also, they also make profit or surplus. They have to. Second bottom line is about people. Be careful for the people, because they are the ones who are going to create magic for organization, create miracles. You all know about it already. And the third is planet. Naturally, profit is a very good starting point. But always remember, people are more important or bigger than profit. And planet, as of now, we are talking about the planet Earth. We might be talking about Mars in future. But the planet Earth, as you know, is not only human beings. There are animals, birds, sea life, right? There are also nature elements, oceans, forests, environment. That is the important element. Because more you take triple bottom line, that success will sustain longer. United Nations have given 17 sustainable development goals, SDGs. As a leader, can we try achieve at least one of them? That is what we call it in world's second oldest and most difficult language of Sanskrit, Sarva Loka Hitam, which is, we call it Bahujan Sukhaya, Bahujan Hitaya. How can we create happiness and success among all? Thank you very much. I'd like to give you an example for that. It's an interesting company called Patagonia in California. When they registered themselves, they did not register as a private company or a public company. They registered themselves as a benefit corporation. And this is their mission vision. You will not be able to make it out which product they are into. By the way, Patagonia is #1 in world top high quality jackets, dressing material, and they have huge fashion appeal among the youth. Their purpose is not just to sell ready-made garments, is to save the home planet. And that is what is important. So with this, I conclude my keynote address here. You can download after about 1 hour this PowerPoint presentation if you want to from the link provided here. I believe the same link is also available in the chat box now. Thank you so much, Isra. You can download this link after about 1 hour. And your feedback, your comments are most welcome. Again, on the same page, if you scroll down later on, you can click on join the discussion and you can feel free to share your feedback and comments. These are some references if you want to have a look at it. And it was wonderful, wonderful, nice to interact with you. Thank you very much. Thank you once again, Mr. Daniel, Anil ma'am, and Jayashree ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very wonderful session, Dr. Jatin. We enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dr. Panchali, good evening. I have one small doubt. So whatever actually very wonderfully you have presented all these points. So all this 11 strategies, whatever you spoke about. So these are very relevant and these are very much applicable to all the organizations and everywhere. I hope I am audible.
Absolutely.
No,
very clear.
Like you have mentioned about 4 Ds. Okay. And then that is like do, direct, delegate, and disappear. So do you mean here disappear means staying back and then delegating the things to the followers and then getting it done, or disappear means like vanishing away?
Sorry, what did you say last? Disappear means?
My question is like
No,
whether
the last
disappear
bit.
means so either vanishing from the scene or like be there and then see like
what
how
I mean,
followers are doing.
What I mean by disappear is what I have seen various companies is that some not well managed organization, the entrepreneur or the director, they want to sit till they die, right? But if you look at progressing organization, what they do is that they delegate and then they do something else. And I can give you so many examples about that. Even say, for example, Ratan Tata's example, which I said earlier a few minutes ago, right? Again, a classic example, completely on backseat now, doing some chat, not involved in Tata Sons at all. Again, Azim Premji. I'm just deliberately giving you Indian examples. Globally, there are so many examples. Bill Gates, I'm sure you are aware about this. Even for that matter, Google founders, they are not involved nowadays. And Bezos, Amazon, what he is. So that is called stepping back and eventually disappear. There's an interesting company called Samco in Australia. Richard Samler, the CEO, he has fully empowered his staff members about taking all the strategic decisions as well, even changing office location from one place to another. He don't get involved. In fact, he went to a sailing trip and he comes back after 3 months of sailing trip. He goes to the office and there is a poster on the door. Hi, Sam, we are quitting this office. We have shifted to new location. Please come there. Just imagine the CEO does not know the new office location. So that can come tremendously from the power of delegation, power of faith and trust. I hope I'm answering to your question.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Jatin. It was really, very insightful session that we had from you today. And learning leadership the ends way is an amazing theory. And it was lovely having you. Any question, anyone now, or otherwise we'll take it forward? Narendran Kumar sir, are you raising your hand? Narendra Kumar sir. Okay, so assuming, see, normally I tell my students if there is no question, so either we have learned everything or there is nothing that has come to our mind. But the way the session was conducted, I would, yes, it's not, I will assume, but yes, it is right that we understood everything the way, so easily with the, so simple language you conveyed your message. And it was brilliant listening to you. And
thank you very much.
Yeah, there is, okay. So people, you can see the chat box that it is all, flooded with the praises about this session.
I've got a question from Sundar. If you have few minutes, I can pick up one or two questions.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sundar is asking, is purpose something that could change with the time? Absolutely true. Purpose will evolve, right? And that is what I mean is a deeper connection. The purposes have to be evolved. It may not be changing because of just changing circumstances, but purpose will evolve with your maturity. And that is the key part. Many organizations, if you see, right, their purposes get evolved. You will see in next 10 years, you can write down, mark my words, McDonald's will change its purpose in the next 10 years. You will see it happening, right? Because that is the only way to sustain, right? You cannot have just Coca-Cola, French fries, and burger and make millions of dollars on stock market. There are many other better ways to do it. So you will see that. Yes. Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Pancholi, for just giving your valuable time for the entire questions that we had and our audiences had. But again, I would, without your permission, I would say, like, if anybody still remain with any question, they can put up on his site, and I'm sure he's going to respond to it.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so now, taking ahead the story of ISTD Navi Mumbai chapter. See, we have a few of our members who are there since beginning, and one amongst such as few could not join due to their own occupancy or the prior commitments. But we have amongst us one of our prime or all-time supporter, Dr. Snigdha Mishra, and her team and her institution is always there in supporting ISTD Navi Mumbai chapter and its activity. And I would request Snigdha ma'am to please share your experience since beginning, how it all evolved in your, our bonding between you as a person, as a professional, and as an institution. So over to you, Dr. Snigdha. I think she lost her connection or what?
There, I think she lost.
Yeah, we lost her. She lost her connection. So, anyways, let us take it ahead. And is Mr. Natarajan there? Nataraj Jayashree, is he there?
I can't see here.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't see him here.
Okay. So anyways, so I would just request.
Salil Chatterjee is there, no?
Who, sorry?
Salil
Chatterjee. Yeah.
We can request Salil ji.
Yeah. So I will request Salil sir to please share his experience with our chapter and how we can contribute towards mutual, growth of ISTD as individual chapters, but as an organization as a whole. Salil sir.
Very good evening. Am I audible? Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good evening to you all. Navi Mumbai Chapter. It was a wonderful day for you, celebrating the 5th Foundation Day. And of course, it is all because of Mr. Kurian's efforts. I remember because I was there in 2016 when this chapter was formed, and I was at that time also I was a national treasurer along with Dr. Karthikeyan. So I'm very much aware of how things moved and how Mr. Kurian put all these efforts and all this forward to get the chapter affected. And in fact, somewhere in 2018, I also happened to visit Mumbai and met Mr. Daniel and discussed with him about his chapter and other chapter. You also, I think, I met Jayashree also at that time when I came last. Definitely from 27 to 100 plus taking the membership is really a great achievement. And I wish them all the luck because the new initiative that Dr. Kurian has taken, I closely follow the virtual chapter that he has made efforts. And now another innovative that Dr. Kurian has taken in hand is that the forming of the book club. It is his idea which I've also taken up, and which I have also moved along with the National Council to form that book club, because it is the idea that gives make the youth the habit to read. It will go a long way in branding both of ISTD, and these two things I still remember Mr. Kurian doing a good job, and the young team that I see in Navi Mumbai will definitely make wonders in the coming days. I wish them all the good luck. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Salil sir. We need your blessings and support for growing this chapter, and certainly the organization as a whole. And I can see Dr.
Sir is there?
Yeah, that's what I'm inviting him. This Sai sir I could not see, but Narendran sir is there.
Yes. Good evening to all.
Yeah.
I'm from Udaipur, Dr. V. Narendran. In fact, I am more emotionally attached to Navi Mumbai because it was during 2013-14 when Dr. Rajeshri Narendran was the national president. We both visited and tried to make a new chapter in Navi Mumbai. Though I have been talking in NC meetings from 2010, all metro chapters should have more chapters, then only the ISTD will grow much more stronger. Because the connect is lost because of vast number of people spread over in metro cities at various places. So that was the first initiative when Dr. Ayeshri was the president. We both went to Navi Mumbai and met Mr. Kurian Daniel. We met many people in many organizations in Navi Mumbai. But unfortunately, it could not take place in 2013-14 because the past presidents of that time in Mumbai, they had some resistance to start a new chapter in Mumbai area. So it went on, but Kurian Daniel did not stop there. He went on trying. So that is why I always appreciate the dedication, commitment, and honest and true way of doing things without stopping. The passion which Mr. Kurian Daniel shown, he continued his efforts. And when he got the right opportunity to 2016, he brought to Calcutta meetings, NC meetings, around 25 or 27 names. Somehow he managed, because to get the life members and all, it was not that easy. He managed somehow 27, if I remember correctly, names with the list and forms and checks, everything. So we managed in such a way. Of course, Mr. Salil Chatterjee was also there, if I remember correctly. So finally, it was announced there itself. That is how the Mumbai chapter. Then immediately after that, series of activities started. Was wonderful. Within short period of time, he managed to have regional conference in the National Council meeting. So everything, if I remember correctly, 2018, in 2 years' time. Normally, it never happens in a new chapter. Such a progress he has done. Of course, the committees led by the subsequent chairman or secretaries, they also continue to pursue the act. So I appreciate Navi Mumbai chapter. They are coming up very well. But sky is the limit. Navi Mumbai has got much more scope to do much more. That is right. All the best, Kurian Daniel and Navi Mumbai team led by the chairman and secretary and treasurer and other members. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. And only one thing that I can remind here is about Kurian sir, the way he started, and I also have seen the kind of struggle he was having initially. So which remind me of लहरों को साहिल की दरकार नहीं होती, लहरों को साहिल की दरकार नहीं होती, हौसले बुलंद हों तो कोई दीवार नहीं होती. And he has broken all the walls in creating this chapter, and the way he's guiding us throughout. So it is brilliant and amazing.
Not only Mumbai, Navi Mumbai chapter. When he was an RVP West, he is the only RVP in the history of ISTD, visited all chapters, connected all chapters. 6 chapters he reactivated, which were inactive earlier. So even the membership almost doubled. So that is why I openly support, though many people criticize me for that. And Salida know that why I am supporting Kurian Daniel openly.
Thank you, sir, for your support, and please keep this your support forever with us. And Daniel sir,
Mr. Pradeep Kamath, Mumbai.
Kurian Daniel sir, I think
good
I must
evening,
be
good
one of the
evening.
persons. Yeah. Perhaps I was also one of the staunchest opponent as far as Navi Mumbai was concerned. It is well known. I have been the Mumbai chapter, and I know that when Mr. Narendran mentioned about past presidents, he also meant the past chairmen of the Mumbai chapter. So in that way, I think
you were RVP. You were RVP.
I have been RVP not once. I have been RVP West for 5 terms, consecutive 5 terms. Which is there, and I have been also chairman of the Mumbai chapter for 5 terms. So it is different story. So in that way, my dream was to have and even today it is there, have a separate Mumbai region. That is, and it is possible. If one wants, one can make it as a Mumbai region. That is basically, let us understand one thing, that is geography, when you talk in terms of Mumbai or Navi Mumbai, it is not limited to. See, there have been many satellite cities which have come up around Mumbai, which have been there. And today, one has to look at it. I can today also define it. If I want, or if we want, why should I say why? We. I should say we. If we want, we can make it a Mumbai MMRDA region. If Mumbai MMRDA is a much more wider type of a concept, if one talks of, and you can make it as as an independent region, not a chapter for that matter. So in that way, one can have possibly there are so many type of geographical, but more important is, I don't want to dwell on that. The point is that I think Mr. Kurian Daniel led very successfully the formation of a new chapter. But it was not the formation. Formation is one part, but possibly it was also the development of the chapter, which was possibly there. And that was done, and that is being done by him even today very relentlessly in terms of, and with great perseverance and determination that he has been doing that. Of course, one thing is that he has done wonderful job, I must say, as regional vice president, Western region earlier, which no other Western regional vice president has possibly done. I think that was one thing which possibly it was
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this. And as even Dr. Pancholi mentioned, he created the momentum, and then it became a movement. So
yes. Nikle the janibe manzil, log साथ में आते गए, कारवा बनता गया. I think that was what he did and really brought up the chapter. I think
Great.
you started with a Urdu couplet. I heard you, and therefore possibly I have been inspired in terms of giving that. Thanks a lot. I think
Thank you
let
so
the
much.
chapter, not only him, but let the chapter do well and grow. And I think it will certainly do that in years to come. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
It is a
Let us
teamwork.
hope this will be a good beginning.
Yeah,
Let
it
us
is a
hope that
teamwork.
message goes to all metro chapters having a Delhi. You see, Delhi, in fact, even had an opportunity during Mr. Mukesh Jain as RVP. I only initiated that Gurgaon chapter, talking to him and getting it done. So now you see, Delhi has got 3 chapters: Gurgaon, Delhi, and Noida. So all chapters are doing extremely well.
Absolutely.
In fact, all metro chapters should have at least 4 or 5 chapters more, according to geographical things. That moment we should take, ISTD will grow much faster.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely, sir. So we will, keep your inputs, and together we will make it happen.
Yes.
And so on behalf of the chapter, see, we decided that probably by 6:45 we'll close the chapter, this today's celebration, but it is going and going and going on. And I'm really happy to see the kind of vibrance, the kind of energy is being created here. And on behalf of our chapter, Navi Mumbai chapter, I again thank each and everyone who participated in today's celebration for our Foundation Day. And Ms. Jayashree, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, so can you please extend your last word for today's session so that we can close the ceremony?
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, Jayashree, so your last inputs or your last, closing remarks for today's session so that we can formally.
Anshul, I can say that it went very well, and basically the way we have understood the strategies for the leadership, it is a added values to many of us who all have joined here. Also, I really love the remarks passed by Mr. Kamath. He always speaks from bottom of his heart. The views he expressed, we can really look into that directions. And thank you very much, Dr. Narendran, for your beautiful thoughts. So the concluding, I can say that Navi Mumbai chapter is a growing chapter, and we are trying our level best to take it to the highest level. So we can say under the leadership of Dr. Kurian and the other senior members in the team, we will definitely try to make a wonder. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Dr. Pancholi has something to say. Dr. Pancholi.
2 points. One is in the chat box, Rajiv Valla is asking, how can he join ISTD?
Wow, great. So
maybe someone can help him to reply in the chat box.
Definitely.
Yeah, we will.
And just last one sentence, it was wonderful. Have you all, instead of 8,000 kilometers away, we could meet you like that. And thank you very much, Daniel sir again. And wonderful organizing, Anshul Sharma ma'am and Jayashree Katkar ma'am.
Dr. Jatin, wonderful session. You remember me, Dr. Narendran from Udaipur?
I see. We interacted earlier. Yes.
Earlier when you were in Ahmedabad.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Good to see you.
Yeah, thank you so much, each and everyone. And at last, I would again say, keep supporting each other so that as the end theory, make us bound to learn the teamwork, and as a team, individually in the form of chapters, and as the organization ISTD as a whole, we will certainly grow to the next level. And in last, I could see Ashok Deshpande sir also, sir, last, yeah, thank you so much for being there. And it is really wonderful having you with us. So keep extending this support to us, and we would definitely be, giving some wonders, some laurels to our ISTD. Thank you each one, and please stay safe and stay blessed. Take care.
Special thanks to Gurvinder Singh.
Thank you.
Yeah, extremely. Yeah, the humble thanks to Gurvinder Singh for making this happen today, and for his entire support during the session.
So Anshul, ask everybody to switch on the their
videos. Yeah, we will take a screenshot. Please, everyone, switch on your video or cameras once. So give me a moment. It will.
You want me to take?
Yeah, you can also. I will also. Which one would be better? We will circulate the same.
I think done.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jayashree.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So nice of you.
Thanks
So
for
nice
joining.
Thank you, Dr. J.